Welcome to another episode of Rose Resource Room. And today I'm back with one of my favorite girls. Hi, Miss Ginger.
Moro.
So today we're going to be talking about the convention. The
Mhm.
convention was amazing. And if you missed it, we're going to tell you all the reasons you should plan to come next year and purchase the recordings for this year because there were a lot of good gems. So, Ginger, what was your experience at the convention? Congratulations on doing so many conventions in your 40th year.
Yeah, wow. Can you believe it? So 38, although I would say 39 because we did do two mini conferences on in 2021. So my husband doesn't count those because he says they were conferences, not a convention, but I
Okay.
count them because we did something and no one else was doing anything in 2021. So anyway, besides the point. I thought it was great. I mean, I was super busy on Thursday. Thursday was a busy day. Like, I don't know if we're going to go down through what was going on each day, but Thursday was something else. So it was good though. It was a good busy, and there was lots of people there just sponging in everything.
Mhm.
It was wonderful. So, um, yeah. And then Thursday and Friday, I had the joy of being in the chat booth where I could just love on people and talk to them and stuff. So,
So
so
actually, let's run it down. So
yeah,
Thursday, we had the special needs conference, we had the
yes,
news curriculum sale, we had a
yes.
co-op track, and
We did. We did
okay,
a leadership track for
tell
anyone
us all
leading a
about it.
co-op or a support group. So that was just like some special training and discussion time and just information from CHAP on what co-op leaders need to know and just kind of a way to appreciate them because that's a
Mhm.
hard job. Like leading a co-op is a hard job.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that in the ASVAB. If you didn't know the ASVAB happened, we had some four students there, I think, taking the ASVAB. And that was, oh my goodness. If y'all have never run an event, technology is
Oh,
the thing, right? So we had a lot of technology issues, but I think overall, um, it was great. I mean, everybody that I talked to really loved it. It's just that technology always happens, you know. Um, yeah, and we had Spanish tracks too.
I saw Nelly.
So I didn't really get a chance to talk to Nellie, unfortunately, but yeah, she had three sessions that she did in Spanish, which was really great. Yeah.
That's really good. I know you recorded with Natalie. I'm not sure if you released it, but for someone who does not know what ASVAB is, give us a quick rundown.
Yeah, sure. So it's the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. And then they add CEP on the end, which is like career exploration path. If you know anything about the military, they love their acronyms. So it's like alphabet soup,
Alphabet
right?
soup.
So, but yeah, so people who want to go into the military have to take the ASVAB so they know like where you're at educationally. But they also, the folks who have the ASVAB offer it to anyone ages 15 to 24. And then you can have someone help you look through your results to understand like these are your, the things that you're bent towards, things that you do excel in, just in case you might not know, or I like doing this, but I don't know what that means. Like, what
Mhm.
can I do with that?
Yeah.
So they had the test part and then they went over the results. And then Natalie was also in there talking about how to use that to help you move forward. So it was new. It's really neat. I think we are the very first homeschool convention to host the ASVAB as a testing site. It was all new to them, which is probably why we had so many bumps technologically. Because also working with the military is tricky because they're classified. A lot of their things are classified, and it's hard
Mhm.
to get into networks and stuff like that. So that just makes things just an extra level of interesting when you're getting things started.
I hear you. And planning a CHAP convention is no joke. Like just the size of it, how many things and people it takes to run it. Like one of the things that really stood out
Mm-hmm.
for me is the volunteers. Like the minute I got in, I saw the same security guard that I've seen for years and years and years. And I actually said it to him. I said, "Sir, thank you so much for your faithfulness. I remember seeing you last year. I remember seeing you the year before." And all the volunteers just have this big smile on their face. They're so
Mm-hmm.
willing to help, so willing to serve. And I think that's just the beauty of one CHAP and the work that you do that people want to be connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I
Hmm.
think it's also a Pennsylvania thing. Like people are just like,
Could
so
be our little Lancaster bubble. I don't know.
I know. But one thing that definitely stood out for me was the volunteers, like their willingness to just help and serve in any capacity, whether it's I'm the timekeeper and you have 10 minutes, or I'm the person with the golf cart and you want to get from this building to the next building, I'm
Mm-hmm.
here for you. So I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hot. I mean, people needed those. There were some folks who really, really benefited from having those golf carts. And you know what I love? Like the four-way guy. So he's a vendor, the van man
Yeah.
sitting there right outside the vendor hall. It's four-way auto or something like
Yeah.
that. But they've been there selling large vehicles forever. Like, okay, so Bruce and Marianne Eagleson came and he was the board chair before Steve was,
Okay.
okay, for a number of years. So they ran CHAP for many years, and they came back to visit. We had them come back and visit, and he's like, "Hey, the four-way guy's still here."
Oh, wow.
So they had been with us. I mean, ever since the farm show, they've, and not every single year, but many, many years. And then so they brought their golf carts. So they had two. So we had some college ones, but the fancy ones were from Four Way. They had
I
a
see.
six-seater that was very nice. So that was really fun. And then they were really just they were all really helpful. All the drivers just, where do you need to go? I'll
Yeah.
get you there, no problem. And yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, so I actually used
So,
it twice. For those who don't know, I had an ankle injury, so I broke two bones in
mhm.
my ankle, and I definitely needed it, especially with the heat and the distance and everything. The first person, no, I used it three times. The first person was the same security person who welcomed me on
Yes,
Thursday. The second time was a 12-year-old who was just so sweet, and he gave me like door to door service. Like he drove all the
nice,
way
right up to
up.
the door.
And that was a four-way auto golf cart. And then the third person was Courtney's husband. And for those who don't know, Courtney handles the social media for CHAP.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that was really fun.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a really fun service to provide. We do enjoy that. And yeah, someone else I think it was Will. I think it was Will Shada said, your team is just, you have a big team and they're just so helpful.
That's right.
It's just a really wonderful team. So we are super grateful for all of them. And it is like just a big family, like we
Yeah.
get together and, hey, how's it going? And we hang out and whatever. And it's just like, and maybe that, I don't know, that could be a Lancaster County mentality. I definitely grew up in that type. You just pitch in, there's work to be done. Let's get it done. Let's make it enjoyable because we got to do it anyway.
Yeah.
There's no getting
You
out of it.
mentioned how helpful four-way auto was. Another thing that stood out to me was the vendors. Sometimes you go to a convention and people are like maybe not as engaging or not as chatty, especially if you don't purchase something right away or show
Mm-hmm,
initial
mm-hmm.
interest. But I found the vendors to be very engaging. I'm not sure if it's a homeschool community thing, but they like,
Mm.
I remember talking to Steve Demi and Gretchen Rose Matthew C for like minutes on end, and I'm like, oh,
Yes.
other customers, but they were willing to engage with the person in front of them.
Yes.
And I saw them
Yep.
talking to different people like,
Mm-hmm.
no, you have a question, I'm here to help you. And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to translate into a sale for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I end up
Mm-hmm.
buying
Mm-hmm.
manipulatives, which worked out perfectly for me based on what I needed. But there are people who just spoke to them, got information, and then, they were very happy to move on to, the next thing. Another event, like I saw Andrew Pudua from Institute of
Mm-hmm.
Excellence in
Mm-hmm.
Writing, just chatting it up. And it's not like a standoffish personality. Everyone is like so engaged. Like, tell me
Yeah.
what you need. I'm here to help.
Yeah. Yeah. There was definitely, I did hear vendors talking about that. They really enjoyed the time to be able to engage people in that type of way. So I don't know if the feel of ours is different than other ones or what. I'm not really sure,
Mhm.
but whatever it is, it's conducive. We did change the layout of the vendor hall this year.
I saw that.
So it gave a little bit more space. Someone said, "Is there fewer vendors?" I'm like, no, there's not fewer vendors. It's just laid out better.
Mm,
So it's and some of the ways they do their booths are more open
yeah.
now than they used to be. So it just doesn't feel like you're choking,
Okay.
and it feels much more comfortable and pleasant to just kind of take it slow and that type of thing. So yeah, that turned out really good this year.
On the
Yeah.
flip side of that whole conversation about just being approachable and accessible at the speakers, I'm telling you, I've gone to conferences where, like people just kind of exit through the back because they don't really want to talk to anybody, or,
Yeah, sure.
like, they're celebrities, so they want to get out as soon as possible.
Hmm.
But for every session I attended over the last 3, 4 years, the speakers were always willing to get off the stage so that someone else could take the stage, but move off to the side and have a conversation with someone. When I walked in, one of the first people I saw was Dr. Amy, and I was able to have a conversation with her. I said, I know you have a meeting. I know you have a session. She's like, no, 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 let's chat. And we just sat there talking. And then she got ready for her presentation. I saw Jan and Roger Smith, and I was able to like run and give them a hug. And after
Mm-hmm.
the session, they stayed back and they spoke to people. And
Yes.
it's just this accessible personality of, hey, come on over, come and talk to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I had people ask, I talked on Thursday. So I had a lot of people ask me questions afterwards, which was great. I always love to help in individual situations. If I'm able, I want to help you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things I enjoy about speaking to.
And I will say, I invited a friend from New Jersey who attended your session, and she was like, Ginger was so helpful. She was in the co-ops, the leadership track. She was like,
Uh-huh.
she was so helpful. I got so much information from her. So thank you for all you do.
Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
What else stood out for you, or what felt different from previous years?
Well, I spent my whole Thursday in the leadership thing. So that was I was only in two places Thursday, which was very interesting. But I don't know. I what stood out to me is that there seems to be a little bit more of awareness that CHAP exists, I
Okay.
guess, which is good. But then people also they said to me, "This is so good. I'm going to go back." Like one mom said, um, "My pastor's wife told me about this. I'm here, and now I'm going to bring like 10 friends with me next year."
Oh,
So that's amazing. We heard that a few times, and
yeah.
I mean, that's the type of thing that we've been trying to like conveys like tell your friends, tell people
Hmm.
that you're going. Like we had very faithful volunteers many years and like, oh yeah, like I never thought to tell people that I was coming, like to bring it
Yeah.
up in discussion. And it's like, yeah, no, that is the way that more than a Facebook post is going to convince someone that this is worth their time. So that yeah, that was really encouraging to me that there was more people thinking, I'm going to share about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like this. There were more people using the rooms too, which I think people are gonna share more about that. Oh, hey, there's these dorm rooms we can stay in, and it's a cheap way to stay. The vendors are using it, the people are using it, and I think that's gonna bring in maybe hopefully more people from far away who think that maybe they can't come. Because Ro, I learned this year. I did not know this. There is a sports complex like two or three exits down 283 from
Spooky
us,
Nook.
Spooky Nook.
Okay.
And they have, I mean, their tournaments are insane. I mean, there's thousands of people. The place is jammed. Well, there's not a ton of hotels around. So I learned that the hotels around here are like $300 to $400 a night.
I
I
know.
didn't know that. I had
Yeah.
no idea. And it's just because of Spooky Nook and the
Yes.
craziness down there. So having it on the campus where people could get, even if you stayed in the fancier one, which had a kitchen and a living room, it's way cheaper than staying in the hotel rooms that are nearby. So I don't know. I'm hoping that'll encourage people to come in because and people they love the apartments. They were like, man, I could go shopping at the store and we could cook food and do it cheap and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. So yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool. That was
The
cool.
boys and I stayed in a dorm room last year. I'm like, guys, this is what college would look like if you decide to go to college. And it was just so fun to just be able to walk to the campus and then have that experience. So that was really nice.
Hmm.
This year I was going to be there for a longer time, and I ran into your kids at Hershey. So
Yeah.
we stayed at different hotels. But yes, last year the hotels were higher. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. The hotels were higher for two reasons. One, all the different conventions, conferences happening, but two, Father's Day weekend. So I
Oh
really appreciate
yes.
that this year it wasn't so close to Father's Day.
Yeah, it might. I don't, it depends. It just all depends on how that calendar falls. Things change this coming year. Like Memorial Day is super late. So it's going to change it's just going to change where
Yeah.
everything plans. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens next year. I
Yeah, I have a friend who lives in Pittsburgh, and I was saying to her, hey, I'm coming out to Lancaster. It's probably 3 hours away from you. Help me find a hotel. And she was like, Ro, why are these hotels so expensive? This is rural Pennsylvania. I'm like, there are things happening. I think they probably get wind of, a convention is happening and just shoot the price up. Because at any other day, you can get a hotel for $70, $80 a night,
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
hotel. and then you look another night, it's like 2:30, or it's sold out.
Mm-hmm.
I did notice that. So yes, having the dorm room is definitely important. But I wanted to say when you talked about like people sharing about it, you can attend CHAP in so many different ways. It could be a date night where you just bring your
Mm-hmm.
husband and leave the
Mm-hmm.
kids. And I've
Mm-hmm.
seen people do that over and over. There's this one couple who I see every year. They're from Maryland and they come out to the conference, and it's just her and her husband, and they leave the kids home. You can do a girlfriend's trip.
Mm-hmm.
You just grab a girlfriend, maybe share a hotel or stay at the same hotel or in the dorms and recreate
Mm-hmm.
college.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring the whole family, or you can do any different way. Leave everyone at home and then you
Yeah,
go.
go
And
by
there's
yourself.
so many
I had a
ways.
friend who came by herself. She's like, I just want to be by myself. I don't want to go with friends or anything. I just want to be by myself and think and everything be quiet and whatever. And that was great. There was did you see, you might not have seen, but there was a VIP ticket this year.
Hmm.
So we had a group of girlfriends get that together this year.
Oh,
So really, if you do that together, it's the price is really good. 3 or 4 girlfriends, and they loved it. They got they got the room and all the special things and the meals and all this kind of stuff, and it was less than what you'd pay for a hotel around here right now. So that's keep your eye out for that for next year because we're thinking about making some family like VIPs, like family, girlfriend, like girlfriend weekend, couples,
nice.
whatever
Yeah.
packages, because it's just nice not to think about it.
It is. Speaking of not thinking about things, the fact that the cafeteria was there and I had my little tickets where I could just walk
Yes.
in, it was buffet style. I didn't have to
Yes.
think about who likes this or who's in the mood
Mm-hmm.
for this. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally you get whatever you want, and
Mm-hmm.
it's on campus. That cafeteria is a really big sell.
Yes, it is so good. And you know what? You can kind of go crazy and then you don't even have to eat supper. Like that's kind of what we were doing. We just ate, it was ridiculous, really. But it's one price and you
Yeah.
can't beat that at a restaurant these days. So
Right.
yeah, that was a really good benefit too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
desserts and drinks included. You can go healthy
Mm-hmm.
if you want your salad and
Mm-hmm.
your
Yes.
steamed veggies, or you can go with
Mm-hmm.
the grill, the fries, the hot
Yeah.
dog,
The
the
pizza
burger.
every single day.
Yeah.
Pizza every
And
meal.
the desserts, they
Ice
switch out
cream.
pretty
Yeah.
often. So there was good variety. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So those are little side things that were fun. As far as like I like my sessions were packed, which was such a blessing to me. As I love to speak, I'll speak to any number of people. If there's one person in there, guess what? You get everything. You get all my attention. But it was a blessing to me that so many people came and got the help that they need.
Yeah.
Because the 2 law ones that I did, they were heavy hitters. Everyone always has those questions. They're getting started and they just don't know what to do. So that was really good. And then I did Beloved Release this year, which I did the podcast. I did 2 episodes of my podcast on that. And then so that one's a little different. It's a little different than what I normally do. It was really good. It was definitely a step out of the comfort zone moment for me,
Yeah.
but it's good. And I heard from multiple women who said it was very helpful for them, and that's the whole point. I mean, the reason to share those types of things is to encourage people on their journey with Christ and to draw closer to their father, so their Abba Father. So that was really good. I was really glad I did it. It always makes me go, before I say it, which my one of the chat mentors, Bridget Anderson, she's like, you can do it. She had heard it before and she's like, it is so good. It's gonna bless so many people. Just do it. You can do it. And so she was my cheerleader in the background. She was sending me memes every day, like little
Oh,
gifts every day. How'd it go? What's it go? How are you feeling? This kind of thing. So that was really encouraging. So I was really blessed to have her, my little cheerleader in the
yeah. She's sweet. I
background.
like her. She wasn't there this year, right? I
She
didn't
was
see her.
supposed to be, and
Okay.
then she had some health things come up and couldn't make it. So I'll
Okay.
get her back. I'll get her back there one of these years.
We'll
So
keep her in prayer. Okay. So I know Ginger, on Thursday you were in the leadership track all day, and then on
mhm,
Friday I saw you at the chat booth.
mhm.
Did you get to sneak into a session, or were you completely involunteer and did the
I
role?
so I listened to some of Christy Faith's
Okay.
keynote because I was in there. I listened to all of Abraham Hamilton's because I just There's something about the one that he talked about was about the education and all the crazy stuff that government education people have said over the years. You know, in the video of the NEA leader lady, and just it was stuff I knew, but it's always good to hear it again because sometimes you start to think, oh, homeschooling and we're doing this thing and whatever, people, whatever. But then you hear those again, you're like, oh no, this ministry's got to double down,
That's right.
and keep on reaching out to people. And we've been experiencing a number of people we know to choose to stop homeschooling and choose something else,
Okay.
which there's reasons for everything and God leads in different ways, but it makes us sad inside. So we're
Okay.
just trying to, like, what's going on there, and do we need to grow or learn something where we can support
Mm,
support these families better, so they don't feel like they have to take that option.
fair.
So anyway, yeah, listening to he inspires me. I love he gave the graduation charge or talk, and it was from Daniel, and it was just so good. It was about being a youth who is well founded in the truth, so that when you come against the difficult times, like the statue that you're supposed to bow to, they were already set in their determination to follow the Lord. They didn't have to think about it. They're like, well, you know what? You can chuck us in the furnace, but we're standing up for the Lord. We are gonna, stick with the Lord, and the Lord's gonna stick with us. And he did. So, you know, he just has a really amazing way of speaking right out of the scripture, and I appreciate him. So those are really the only two I got to know. I get the benefit of getting all the recordings, so I have already listened to 1.5 recordings so far this morning. So I will get to listen to all of most, if not all of them. But no, when I was there, I was kind of focused on how can I help you? How can I help you?
Right.
Oh, I better get to the booth and help these people, or yeah. So or my mom was there on Saturday, so she and I were
Oh, I
hanging
missed
out during
her.
Dads and Donuts, and Dad was listening to the Dads and Donuts, which was really good. And so yeah, it was nice to just chill out with her for a few minutes there. So
Who did the kids go to Hershey with? That wasn't your mom.
hmm?
Who did the kids
Hershey
go to?
Park.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a friend from church.
Okay, I'm like, that cannot be your mom.
No, 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 no. That was a friend from church, and I was totally crazy by like what is going on. Molly was supposed to do something else, and it turned out to be a Hershey Park trip.
Okay. All right. So you will be proud of me. Every year that I go to convention, I'm like superwoman, like circling everything, highlighting everything. I'm gonna attend every session. I'm jetting in between workshops, running over to the other place. And for three reasons, I decided not to do that this year. So one reason was just intentionality. I wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
present. I wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
able to have community, be
Mm-hmm.
present in the vendor hall, be present in the
Mm-hmm.
youth curriculum sale, and then, just meet people and actually fellowship. The other reason was my ankle. That's all.
Yeah.
And then, I brought the kids with me too. So there are times when you need to stop and then you probably miss a session, whether it's because of a diaper change or whatever. So I did two sessions. I did a session with Dr. Amy on Thursday. And then on Friday, I did the session with Jan and Roger Smith. And oh, let me tell you, because we know, let me talk to the moms for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There are some times when we can become so engrossed and consumed by wanting to serve our children well and educate them well that the relationship, even with the children, can fall to the wayside because you're planning all the homeschool things, right? But what they talked about was a true priority of the marriage, making sure that your marriage is solid as a rock, understanding how to communicate with each other, understanding not only are you going to be empty nesters one day and you don't want to see the stranger like, oh, hey, you look familiar, but in the everyday, you want to build on that foundation because the enemy can use any and everything to separate marriages. It could be the children.
Mm-hmm.
It could be the homeschool decision that both of you made to do. So I was just so blessed by that reminder of making sure that the marriage stays a priority and that it's forefront. And that's actually going to be helpful in the long run for the homeschooling because you're on the same page, you're connected, the children are seeing you model a beautiful relationship. So I just had to shout out Jan and Roger Smith and also remind parents, don't get consumed by wanting to do such a good job with your children that you forget your spouse.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we picked them for that topic. It had been a few years since we had some marriage specific things like that. And they did some parenting things too. But I just, we have seen, and it's heartbreaking, we've seen too many marriages break up in our homeschool communities over the years. And when it first happened, the two of us were just like, what just happened? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? I can't even believe that. And that's where it's hitting us really hard to make sure, okay, we need to make sure that we are taking care of each other. And it's interesting because as the kids get older and we get older, things change. Like things are constantly changing, your relationship with your kids and
Yeah.
things between husband and wife and just all the things and how you're looking at life and so you're constantly pursuing the other, you're constantly refreshing your understanding of the other person because praise Jesus, we're not the same people that we were when we got married.
Yeah.
We've changed a lot and grown. And it's important to continue to make sure that we know who this person is.
That's right. That you're not just roommates or
Yes.
housemates, you know.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was so blessed when I was on the CHAP communications call and I said, and thank you to Steve and Ginger for coming to New Jersey convention. And your husband said, yeah, we didn't bring the kids, we just did a little date. And I thought that
Date.
was so cute because it's intentional, right? Like
hmm
it's
hmm
so common and so automatic for us to be like, all right, kids, jump into the car, we're going somewhere. It takes real intention to say, no, 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 you stay home
hmm
if you have the
hmm
support, right? Like you stay home,
hmm
or if you have the
hmm
older siblings, we're going to make intentional time to connect, right? Like how perfect is it to have a two and a
hmm
half or 3 hour drive to
hmm
just talk,
Talk.
right? And
Exactly.
not transactional. Did the bill get paid? Did
Yeah,
this?
yeah, no, yeah. It was, yeah. Or sometimes you're just enjoying each other's company and you're just sitting there.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I used to think I don't like to drive, but driving to Pennsylvania, I'm like, it's just so beautiful. Look at all the greenery. It's so lush. Look at the
exactly.
mountains. So even if it's just taking
Exactly.
in the view together.
Exactly. Yeah, when we were younger, we didn't my parents are nearby, but they didn't watch the kids all the time. And there were years we saved up and we had a babysitter for the whole CHAP weekend and we paid for it. And that's just reality, but we made it a priority for
Yeah.
us. We knew it was coming. We put our pennies in an envelope and we saved them up. And then, we had a great babysitter. She was wonderful, did not have a problem staying at our house for the weekend. And that's just what we did when they were younger. Now they're older and they all come and help, which is amazing. And I love having them there with us. And they're glad to be there, which is another thing wanted it to be something fun for them. So yeah.
I love that.
So all y'all's out there, save your pennies. I mean, what's coming. So tuck the five, forego the Starbucks, tuck the $5 in an envelope. It'll be amazing how fast that will save up for you and
Mhm.
what you'll be able to cover.
That's good.
Yeah.
So talk to us about Friday. You were at the booth.
hmm
Are there any themes? Like, did you kind of get the same questions over and over? Did you get a sense of what people were thinking or feeling? Like, what was your experience there talking to everyone who came up?
Yeah. Well, the people who are new are always looking for, oh my goodness, where do I even? So, all the things that we had, the law booklet and our quick card. And then I discovered this year that our new chat brochure is so helpful because it has our podcasts right in there. So connect them to that information that's constantly coming out. And then you flip the page and there's the law page and us. So they could very easily get to all the super important things. So that was a really great tool for me this year. And then people were like, oh, this is great. I didn't know, or whatever. Everybody always has law questions in Pennsylvania. They just
Yeah,
always do. So there's always those types of things to reassure people about. So that, of course, is the recurring theme constantly. But I'm also running into more and more grandmas that are homeschooling.
nice.
So one grandma that we had done a grandparent meetup last year, and she was at that, and she came up to specifically talk to me at the end. She's like, "I just have to tell you, this year was wonderful." Like she was very apprehensive and nervous last year because they were just getting into it. And then she shared with me things about their past year, but she was so encouraged and so excited. And her countenance was completely different than last year before
Mm,
she got started and was really nervous. And we were trying to connect her with people and just, you know, the homeschool mindset is just different than everything we grew up in. And we
yeah.
really have to retrain ourselves. So that, of course, is always a common theme too. Um, so that was good. And then, yeah, another mom that I was reassuring about, taking time and cutting back when life is hard. That comes up a lot too. There's all these crazy life things happening. And what do I do? And like, well, you take care of life and you scale
Mhm.
back as you need to. And it's okay. Even in Pennsylvania, you can do that. You can do that. You just have to have a better understanding of the law and what it's saying. And that's, my sessions explain those things, but so does Homeschool Pennsylvania. So I always hear those things, but it was really good to be able to reassure people
Yeah.
of that type of thing. But yeah, those were the things that I heard a lot. I heard a lot of I love Chappie, which of course is
Yes.
wonderful. And hopefully we'll be able to get some stuffies made of Chappie. We'll see what happens till next year. But yeah, he was a hit, which is good. That's what we were going for. He's very cute.
And be the
And we,
chipmunk. That is such
yeah,
a cute Brandon.
yeah, I love it. So that was good. Yeah, just lots of conversations. We just had, there's always people coming up to the table and asking questions and good. I had a lot of good conversations with the vendors too. So it was good to connect with them
That's good.
and just ask how they were doing and if they seemed happy. They seemed happy, which was really, really good. So everyone's, encouraging each other and that was good.
That's
Yeah.
good. And what I'm really hearing you say is like the human connection. I
Yeah.
can go online and search all day, but I could sit there and feel overwhelmed, like, I don't know about this. But then I can come to you and say, hey, I'm on the fence about this. And then you say, oh, even if you say it is going to be hard in the beginning, but you say, here are the steps. Just that human
Hmm.
connection of hearing someone who did it before, who has done
Hmm.
it, who knows the ropes.
Hmm.
It's so much better than trying to scale through a bunch of information online or
Hmm.
figure things out. Just
Hmm.
that personal touch of looking me in my eye and telling me you can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was
that's why
good.
I wasn't running around this year.
That's,
Wanted to have that connection, whether it was me encouraging someone or someone speaking into
mhm.
my life. And I'm glad to hear the recordings are up. I'll go check those
Oh
out
yeah,
later.
yeah, they're up there. I didn't get to go to them, but I heard that the teen entrepreneur sessions were really good.
Okay.
There's one on Etsy, and I don't.
There was a money smart money.
Yeah, I don't think they were recorded.
Okay.
But so, and I think we'll do something similar next year where there'll be some sessions like that for teens, and then a teen track on Saturday. So I did hear really good things about those teen things and the CPR one, the CPR and stop the bleed
Uh
things that were happening. So hopefully we'll add a few more things similar to that
yeah.
next year. But those are good. I mean, safety instruction. Those are some of the things that we're supposed to be doing all the time. So um, that was a great add-on to have this year. I think that was really good.
That is awesome. I love how, in the 40 years CHAP has been around and in the 38th or 39th, depending on who's speaking, convention or conference, how you just continue to reinvent and innovate. And the things that work, you keep those solid.
Hmm.
And the things that,
Hmm.
you feel are missing or be beneficial, like ASVAB, adding those on. So I'm just so proud of all the work that you do.
Yay.
Any other highlights or insights you want to share?
Um, let's say I mentioned Abraham Hamilton's keynote already. Dads and Donuts, I love that special time for the dads to come and be encouraged and get connected in. So I just hope that keeps growing every year. Abraham did it this year. And like I said, he's such an amazing speaker. I wrote down college lunch is A plus. So if you're doubting whether the $16 or whatever it was is worth it, it is worth it. It is worth it to do that. Oh, if people are looking for a particular vendor,
Hmm.
we said this a lot last year, and I think we forgot to encourage people to do it this year. And you're like, where is such and so, and where is such and so? Write to them. Everybody has
Hmm.
contact forms. Write into them and say, hey, I missed you at the CHAP convention this year. Are you going to go in 27? Because I would love to see you there. I talked to my father's world. I know someone who works for my father's world. I just met them this year. I said, why are they not at conventions? And they have their reasons, and they're
Mhm.
completely, you know, their business decisions. But I encouraged her. I was like, if they consider that, people ask for my father's world all the
Oh,
time.
wow.
So, and we tell them, I told her, I tell them to write in and say, we want to see you at the convention. Will you please come to the convention? So, um, I, why not? What are they going to do? Right back and say no? I mean, if you want to see someone, ask them to come. Ask them to come. So that's one thing I definitely wanted to encourage people to. And then, sharing with other people about convention. I heard more people say that to me that they were going to do that than me asking people to do that. So
Nice.
that was really
They see the
encouraging to
value.
me. Yeah, yeah, seeing the value and sharing. Um, the other thing, graduation was really good. There were 9 graduates, and like I said, Abraham spoke there, and it was so good. And it's just a special night. Unfortunately, we can't continue it because we don't have a leader to do it.
Mm.
So if you're a graduating senior next year, or if it's your heart to run a little event and it's, pretty much laid out, you just need to do it kind of a thing. That's definitely something we'll be looking for. We will not be able to do it next year unless we have someone else come and do it. But it was a sweet time. It was a sweet, special time of just a small group of people. Um, and it was very good. Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
awesome. So let's tell the people what we want them to do. We want to be clear about your call to action. So, like Ginger said, if there's a vendor that you wanted to see there, write to them. Go to their website, fill out the contact form, and say, "Hey, CHAP is having a convention in June 2027. We'd love
Hmm.
to see you there," right?
Hmm.
And then they can go ahead and reach out to CHAP.
Hmm.
Two, if you missed it or even if you attended, definitely purchase the recordings.
Yeah.
Those are gold because you get to
Yeah.
listen to it over and over and you get to
Hmm.
take notes slowly versus like trying to hear 40 minutes or an hour worth of content and jotting everything down. You get
Hmm.
to do it at a slower pace with your favorite cup of tea, coffee, water,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
whatever beverage. And you really get to soak the information up and then you get to implement. Because if you go to a
Hmm.
convention or conference and all you do is listen, then it's all hype. But if you listen and plan to implement and execute,
Yeah.
now we're talking about action and transformation.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely. And see, what I love about having the recordings too is if it could be something the family listens to together,
Yeah, that's right.
depending what it is. You can listen to it, or a date night. Let's listen to this on our date night, and
Yeah.
maybe we can discuss or whatever. So it's something you can connect with. Or maybe you do something with your support group or your girlfriends where you get together and have like a support groupy type thing, and let's listen to this episode tonight, and maybe we can have a little discussion about it afterwards. There's so many ways you could use a set of recordings like that, or bless somebody else that
Yeah.
is struggling with a particular thing, and be like, hey, I got this for you.
Oh, that's so
Here you
sweet.
go. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that.
It's a
And
great
don't
resource.
forget to check out the convention because there's some handouts. I know even before the convention, Abby
Hmm.
Banks already had her printables up there. So
Hmm.
definitely check
Hmm.
those out. Some little printouts.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Other things we want them to do. Plan to come. Come solo. Come with
Yes.
your spouse. Come with your girlfriends. Come with your family. Come with the grandparents. I really
Hmm.
like that grandparents were free. That was such a
Hmm.
sweet gesture.
Hmm. Yeah, we've been doing that for a few years now, so that's been really great. And so many times, if grandparents are not doing the homeschooling, well, if they're the ones doing the homeschooling, then they're not free.
Better the
But
individual. Yeah.
if they're supporting, like my parents do, my mom, they always go through the vendor hall, and my mom chooses a book, and then she reads the book with the kids over the course of the year, or they study it, something that they
Aww.
like. She did Little Pilgrim's Progress last year, and then they read a tiny portion at a time, and they discussed it like it was a little Bible study thing that they did together. So that was really sweet. So that's a really fun way that grandparents can support the parents in what they are doing and make that connection with the children. So I had talked about multi-generational discipleship when I was talking about CHAP's purpose at announcements. So our purpose is to support families as they're training their children to follow Christ in all of life, with the idea of being multi-generational, and we're doing this discipleship thing together. And that way, having the grandparents there and, oh, these are your options. And wow, let's buy this to support the kids, or let's get them this fun thing, or maybe you're buying a planner for your daughter, so
Yeah.
she can, be well planned, that type of thing. So, yeah, it's just a way to make it more of a multi-generational thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And my last thought, as Ginger says, do not keep it a secret. Share, share,
Yeah.
share. Tell people
Yeah.
about the convention.
Hmm.
What are your final thoughts, Ginger?
Well, there's never a convention that happens where people say, I can't believe I wasted my time coming here. just, it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Everyone who comes is blessed. Even if something frustrating happens, which is very possible, there's always some massive blessing that comes out of the weekend, even
Mhm.
maybe even through that frustrating thing. So God works amazing things out of this time together.
Yeah.
I just cannot overstate the importance of being together physically.
Mm,
There's just something that happens, like you and I can connect this away or whatever, but the energy, and it's just something God does in the spirit. I think it just has to be just that bond of the spirit, because
yeah.
each of us have the Holy Spirit in us. And when we're together, holy cow, it's like, what's a whole lot of Holy Spirit in one place. So it's just a wonderful thing to experience. There's just, I think of the blessed be the tie that binds him.
Mm.
It, you just can't get that anywhere else. Yeah.
You know what,
Yeah.
Ginger, since you mentioned that, I just remembered when I was in the hotel, I met three other women who came together as girlfriends and left their kids at home. And one woman went to the special needs convention and she had a secret prayer in her heart. And she was like, God, I need clarity on this. You need to let me know what to do. And she said in that session, the person spoke so clearly. It wasn't, well, I think. No, she
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
clear
Right.
that it was an answered prayer. And she got that at the CHAP convention.
Yeah.
So absolutely. God can use any and any
Mm-hmm.
situation. It could
Mm-hmm.
be even you going to the CHAP convention and meeting someone at the gas station, right? Like it could literally be anything, but that time that you're investing, he'll meet you there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I've heard those types of stories again and again and again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's valuable. It's valuable.
Come, come,
Make
come.
it a priority. We want to see you there next year. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Ginger, for sharing your highlights and
Sure
your
thing.
insights. And thank you again, again, again for all you do for Pennsylvania, all you do for homeschool families, you, your family, and the entire chat board and team and volunteers.
Sure
Thank you
thing.
so, so much.
Sure thing. Well, you're part of that row. We got your resource room on there still. So
Thank you so much.